Hello everyone and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC. We do everything DIY. There's a bit of construction going on at the moment and we are here to repipe this coffee machine, and this thing is a mess and a half. Thank you to everyone tuning into Jumperman Tech. Got a bit of an oddball job here today. This machine, well actually all these machines used to be here, but everything has been moved. It was above this refrigerator. Got construction going on over here, so they're moving everything onto this side. You can finally access this whole mess. You couldn't even get to these filters before. This old nasty pump just sitting on the floor, probably leaking, who knows. Yeah, this is quite a bit of a mess. Look at this thing is not even mounted. It's just sitting in there. Anyways, our job today is to reconnect everything. Just gotta see, where's the water supply on this? We don't work on coffee machines, but we do plumbing. But it looks like it's like a little barbed hose there. This is probably like a little condensate pan, and this connection is probably our water supply, but we'll see. We have a plug for power. This guy, 208. And this, most likely, this is for to power the pump. I got a new pump, I got a new water filtration system, I got some pipe, I got some fittings. Let's try to configure everything. As far as right now, the anti-siphon valve is there, which is good, so we can work off that. So let's see what we got to do here. All right, so let's check out this mess here. Whew. These are refrigeration pipes for this, and look, they got just hoses. Oh my god, it's gonna have to be moved, but there's probably Schrader valves on these ends. At least I hope so. Anyways, gosh, this is so bad in here. Dirty. Oof. Okay. Let's see. This is just a mess. This gotta be the water supply going up into the siphon valve, and it comes down and out through here. One supply is here. It's gotta be for this because I saw a plastic PEX pipe coming out of here, so that this feeds here, or maybe the water filter here, that's here, I don't know. And then water comes down into this water filter. Now we got two exits. One exit is here, and this probably goes into the pump. Then the other one, right, comes into the pump, and then out of the pump is this. Is it? Wait. Hold on a second. What is going on here? It comes into the pump here, out of the pump through this line. Yeah, okay. And this, right, can't see. Probably goes in there, it fits. So, water supply comes into the anti-siphon valve, comes down the vacuum, and it comes down, feeds the water filter, goes into the pump, then it goes into the machine. As far as this thing, it's got to be supplied through there, and maybe that's what this is. This is like another type of filter set up. So if anything, okay, if anything goes into the, comes out of there into the filter, out of the filter into there, and then see this hose, this guy, there's got to be a drain for this one. As far as this, I don't know. I don't work on these machines, so we'll find out. But there's an identical setup in the other room where I rebuilt the pump and everything. So we'll take a look and go with that. Download some manuals if I need to, and that's that. But let's get rid of this mess. It's gonna be a huge deal, huge difference. Oh my lord. Let's start with clearing some of this out. Some of this garbage, pine sol, whatever is not being used. What is this? Some sort of goes down. Oh, was this another water supply here? This might be another water supply. What did they do here? See, that's the problem. They should have had us take this apart. Now I can tell you, this thing is a mess. All right, doesn't smell the best here either with that drain. So this water valve is closed. Just to be safe, I guess we can close this too. And start getting rid of some of this stuff. It's absolutely horrendous in here. So let's take this out, make some space, clean this area up, and then figure out a game plan. But this stuff gotta go. Can't be just on the floor. Just a lot of water gets back here, and it's just a whole mess and a half. All right, already looks better in here, but my lord, gotta do a little something about this. This is just, you know, unacceptable. All right, so when Christian's over there cleaning up, I got this new motor here, and this is the pump. This has to be assembled. If you look closely, there's like an opening in here, and you gotta fit this inside there. Just lock it down, and then you just use this Brazilian mount to lock it down, and that's pretty much set up. So definitely a new system. And we also have another new 2-stage water filter, charcoal filters and all, sediment filter, all that good stuff. Anyways, let's set this one up. All right guys, this has to go into match up with there. Just push it in and then straighten this out so it's okay, and just get this ring on there. Very simple to set this one up, but these are 2 separate pieces. You want to get that in there. Make sure to get this ring around properly. Alright, are we there? Just make sure it's perfectly straight. There we go. There we go. Make sure that's straight. And pretty much, we just tighten this down. Alright, pump motor assembly is now set up. Water comes in through here, comes out through there. You can see the arrows, inlet, outlet. Anyways, got these brass fittings here. This is 3/8, it's 1/2 inch. We're gonna put some Teflon tape on the 3/8 side, and we're gonna spin this on. And we can actually go with flexible hoses from there, like this. That will be set up. Also for our water filtration setup, we have the same setup. This is 3/8, but this is 1/2 inch. Teflon tape in there. We're gonna connect that there. And we might be able to go just straight flexible hoses from there, but we'll see. I have 1/2 inch pipe and all that stuff, copper. So let's just see and work with the space we got. I'm just using some Blue Monster PTFE thread tape, putting it on the 3/8 side and just screwing it down. Very tidy. Lefty loosey. We're just gonna put this on right like this. I got it started, and we're just gonna tighten this down on both sides, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the inlet and outlet of this filter, which is on each end. So let's get this snug and prep as much as we can while we're getting that area cleaned up. Probably hasn't been cleaned up in about 12 years. All right, got this prepped. Same thing on each end over here. Scoping things out. I just realized what this is for. I saw it earlier. There was a sink here. Saw it earlier. Where is it? Huh, that thing is gone. But there was actually a little sink here. That must have been the water supply for that. And that's how that goes. Where is it now? Who knows? Don't care. So we got to focus on that setup. Thing is, was this line going through a filter? Because it should. Maybe I can figure out a way to tee this in so they both go through the same filter setup. I'm not sure. I gotta see, but I don't like that plastic, man. I really don't. Ugh. I also bought a shelf. I trimmed it for this. Got some of these. Let's put this thing on the wall because we can't have that. Can't have that thing on the floor. That's just ridiculous. Let's get that started. Not all the way. so we can get this. I already marked it right there. All right. Another thing is, because I want to mount it on that back wall, I don't want the pipes to come in through here, then like this, and just start crossing over. So if I take off these 4 screws for this filter and the 4 screws for this filter, I can flip them around, and like that, things are gonna be a lot better. The pipes are gonna look better. Either way will work, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And let's just take this out. These 4 screws on each end. Not lose them. And like that, we use this bracket to mount. And all I'm gonna do is reverse this. And now, when we put it back, it's gonna go like this. It's gonna come in through this side now, not that side. And things are gonna be a lot better. All right, we have a much better canvas to work from here. I still need to do a little bit of cleaning here, but I'm gonna mount the filtration system there, pump here. This is our supply for the espresso machine, and this is gonna be the supply for this machine. Thing is, I looked at the other setup, and what we want is the water. We want the water system to go, everything to go through that dual filter. So I'm probably gonna have to cut this here and rebuild this, junk this. All right, I'm cutting this up. This gotta go. We're gonna figure this out to where this goes, 2 of them through the same filter. I have an idea. That's what we're gonna do. All right, this stuff is junk now. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Cut that pipe. Let's sand this down. All right, and take this a step at a time. We want both to go through the same filter setup. That is nice and shiny. This valve looks so crusty and old. Might be a good idea, maybe just to add a valve on this line just to be safe. Who knows where that shutoff is? It'll be nice to just add a valve to this in case of anything from up there to this whole system. We'll be able to shut off and not have a problem. All right, got some water leaking out through there. Hopefully this thing stops. It seems like this valve might not even be holding. Sheesh. Looks like it kind of stopped. Yeah, let's put a valve in there. I don't trust this crusty thing. All right, we're gonna put a male pipe adapter here. Take off with a hose into our water filter. This valve will close like this. Let's see if we can get it. Can we get it up? We need this to come up. Something's holding it up top. Okay, it can go up a little bit. I already loosened that screw. Maybe take this down a little. Okay, that goes up a bit. Line it up. There we go. Bring it down. Let's see how we're gonna wanna do this. Something like that. There we go. Chris, press tool?
Yep. Press tool.
All right, we ready to go. Make sure how this looks. Could go that way, but it goes right against the wall. I think maybe on sideways looks perfectly fine. Yeah. All right, let's hit it. Right there. Good. One done. Next. Then all the way. Okay. From here, we're gonna go into the filter. and out of the filter we're gonna tee off into both units. All right, we need to figure out how we're gonna mount this to where things are not gonna be in the way of each other. This actually might need to be like here. Something like that. All right, let's drill it up. One there, one here. Throw some anchors in there. Got my hammer, my linesman hammers. Everyone's favorite hammer. All right, until Chris finds some anchors for the left and right setup, let's drill these in, and we can continue plumbing. All right, so water's gonna come in and into there. That's just a dry fit, gonna look a little different. Now the engineer's telling me they had a sink here, so not to go through the filter, we're gonna have to tee in through here before it goes in the filter. Oh man, this job's getting bigger and bigger. We should put it here so we could use both valves in play. So we'll just tee off right there. Oh, come on. Let's do it. All right, it is coming along. Got a nice valve in there. I teed off over here. It's all pressed already. And I got my takeoff here. So we're set up to begin. Got Christian picking up supplies because we weren't expecting this entire job. Actually, we already just bought fittings, this and that, but we weren't here before to see like what's going on here. So anyways, I'm gonna take off with another male pipe adapter here. Then we can go get a cold water supply to the sink, 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch. All right, things are moving along. It's looking a little neater. In the end, it's gonna be a little neater. I just have everything a little bit loose, but the pump here, nice and clean on the shelf. Water filtration system on the wall. Spare valve. That's gonna be the tap for our cold water supply. That's gonna be the tap for our hot water supply. Pipe comes up, okay, and taps there, then goes up to the anti-siphon valve, then comes down to this fitting here, into the filtration system, 2-stage, out of the filtration system into the pump, then out of the pump goes back up into here. Okay, so we are moving along. Also, out of the water filtration system, one line comes in through here into the pump, and it's going to tee off into this pipe which keeps leaking. It's going to tee off and feed this, and that's going to be the supply for this machine. So we're going to have the water for the coffee machines tapped off, and of course cold water supply for the sink, hot water supply for the sink. I'm gonna have to get some drains. The only thing is this electrical for these giant wires. Yep, and it's not gonna fit. And what we're gonna have to do is actually move this a little bit to the side. This looks like wood at this point, but it's not. It's actually stone. So we're gonna have to make a hole to run the wires through. There's a little bit of an opening there. Maybe I can avoid it, but there's a chance we might not. So let's see what we can do. I do have a diamond bit. Smooth everything off to the side. Look at this. So this is actually cut. There is wood here. To be honest with you, I think we might just have enough space to fit those wires through there. Only thing is, look at this giant plug. But there's some screws on here, so if anything we could take this apart, push the wire down, and then make the hard connections here, and then we can plug it in too. There we go. Okay. If anything, I'll just mark it. We gonna be all right. just gonna write B for black, G for green, and oh, it's already kind of labeled already. W for white. Oh, G. Y is black. X is white. All right, so this is gonna be the process here. Loosen these up. We should be able to get this wire through. If so, we already know what that is. A beautiful thing. Wow. Nice. Okay, that goes like that. Let's see what we can do. Man, this stuff is thick. Have to just get this in the right shot, the right spot. I'm pretty sure, I know we can get one. Can we get two? All right, so we got one through. We're gonna do the same for this one. This is a different style plug. So let's see what happens. We're just gonna take off the screws and take off the wires. Put it back the same way we found it. All right, that's what that looks like. We're just gonna mark them with colors or numbers and just set that all up. All right. Okay, we made it. Unreal. All right, guys, we got plugs back. That's a beautiful thing. Keep that off to the side. I know I changed one of these pumps before. This is the connections inside here. This is actually 208 single phase, this pump motor. And then we're gonna neaten everything up. As far as today, I need to wrap it up. I need to figure out how to connect this piece. This looks like PEX. Pretty sure it's that. And I don't know how this thing is still leaking all day. I mean, that doesn't make sense. But anyways, we need to make that connection here, so everything goes through the filter. Yep, and then we got to do the 2 lines for the water. For the sink, we're gonna mount a sink right here. This is the little creepy sink they got. I gotta get some drain piping. I don't think you should be using PVC in New York City, but whatever. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But this place is gonna look cool in the end. So we're gonna wrap it up for today. Tomorrow we're gonna come back, do all the final touch-ups, make everything look neat, and figure out what we're gonna do with this refrigerant piping. It's insane that it's just refrigerant hoses. Crazy, but anyways, big improvement. Wrap it up tomorrow. All right, we are back for another day. I picked up the stuff that I needed to complete this job. Let's start wiring everything. It's a 208 volt motor. You do need to look at a diagram for something like this, and I'll show you. Back here is a diagram. You could also search up the model and serial number of this motor. But pretty much, you're gonna want our 208 here, and then this must be the grounding screw, and that's gonna be our 3 wires here. Green is ground, and the black and white is gonna be our 208. All right, got this thing grounded to the casing, and then my 2 wires are following the diagram here and here. Everything's tight. Close it out. This pump is ready to go. All right, so the pump is ready to go. So I had to neaten things up a little bit. As far as these filters, there's a special wrench for this, but you don't need to do them so tight. Ugh, come on. Right there. Loosen that. Loosen that. Let's get this ready. We're gonna put a sediment filter on stage 1 and a charcoal filter in stage 2. Here's stage 1. This is our sediment filter. Literally just drop it in place. Make sure it's all even. Honestly, you could just snug this by hand. Right there. And then charcoal filter. All right, spin that off. Drop that in. All right, let's spin that on. Hand tight. There is a special wrench for this, but that'll do it. Make sure it's clean. All right, so out of this outlet is 1/2 inch, and I switched it to 3/8 compression. We're gonna go compression here to 3/8, and this is a T. This is a a T. 3/8 on one side, and one side is gonna feed this pump, which is this, another 3/8 compression fitting, and the other side is going to feed that plastic water line. This little tubing here, and the way there's a little ring here, compression to one side is 3/8 compression, and then this fitting, actually I got this. We need to put Teflon tape, but this side is going to be thread. Get that on there, and then you'll be able to push that in. We're just kneading this up, but that's going to be how we're going to make this connection. This was tricky for me. All right, I tightened everything down. Need Teflon tape only on this side for this kind of fitting. All right, let's go ahead, tighten that up. We'll hold back here. We can connect it directly, but I actually picked up a valve. The only thing with this, don't overdo it because it will break. A little something like that. It will break. Then we're gonna take a tubing cutter. Now, to be honest, I just want to make this look a little neat. That's all. We can go straight in. Okay, but I also might as well use it because I did pick it up. Got a valve here, new one. Might as well connect a new valve. So I'm gonna put a piece of pipe here. It literally just pushes in, and then a piece of pipe coming out, and whatever. That's what they had there, so I kind of just, I'm like, ah, whatever, let's pick it up. All right, just gonna use regular tubing cutter, little by little, to cut this and get a nice cut on here. You want everything to be smooth on that. You don't want to be using like a pair of scissors. You want the tubing to be nice and round. Guys, it is literally as simple as just pushing this in all the way, and that's done. And I'm just gonna add in the valve in between, make it neat. We'll be good to go there. All right, that is all put together. A little crazy in here. We're gonna make it all neat in the end. This thing is kind of ruining everything, but that's the refrigerant lines. There's also the drain. Let's set that up into there. As of right now, let's set up this sink because they want us to do that too. Got some PVC fittings. Instead of that little no hub fitting, we're gonna put a unit in there so we can take that apart. So we got that. We got the PVC primer and cement by Oatly. Let's set this thing up, and they want to mount this thing right in the corner there.
2,000 years later.
All right, guys, we were asked to not put the sink there. They want to do something here, but they're gonna wait for the owner. That sounds good with me. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up here. We're gonna scratch the sink for now until they figure out exactly where they want to put it. This is actually a temporary setup. Anyways, nothing's on the floor anymore. It's much neater. Got the new pump on the shelf. Got the water filtration system mounted. All the drains, everything. Try to do this thing as neat as possible. These are a little bit short. I would like to make it a little bit better, but yeah, I'm gonna have to move some electrical around for that to work. But this thing is horrendous. This really needs to go for this refrigerator, man. Oh man, that's another thing for another day. But anyways, it looks a lot better, and we're gonna wrap this video up from here. If anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. And I'll catch you all next time.